began in 2014 with a mission to strengthen the future of veterans through leadership and entrepreneurship training. We've invested over 1,400 hours of training in our veterans while connecting them with community entrepreneurs and leaders. Our mission is to continue investing in our veterans who have given so much for our country. Please join us in our mission by visiting velinstitute.org. That's VELinstitute.org.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show, probably soon to be called the Andrew Yousse Show, because once he starts talking, that you'll forget all about me. And he's here. He's our informational officer, director, king of all. What is all your titles? You have a lot of titles.
Communications manager of the Office of Communications, public information officer, the public relations officer, so we handle all the media. We do photography, we do video, anything communications for the city.
That is amazing. You never need an
Coach.
Interpreter, do you, for any of that?
No.
But you can call on me if you need that.
We will. We absolutely will.
Okay, thank you. So, then we also have Kellie Hall with us, and Kellie Hall is going to be talking to us about one of the most important events that happens in Conroe, and because it's so family oriented, and that we have everybody comes out for the family. They just love to have something that they can do with the kids and keep the kids excited and happy and entertained. And Conroe is great about doing that. So I'm sure it's under the tutelage of Andrew. Do you work with her, or is she on the other floor?
No, she's with the Parks and Recreation over there at the
at CK Ray.
Yeah, the CK Ray Candy Cane. We work together on the committees as she's planning all her events out. She picks out all the people in the city that are going to be involved in the event. So we'll have a committee and start preparing for all these events. Right now, we're preparing for the Stars and Stripes event, if you can believe that, July 4th.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
So she's year-round. As soon as we get done with a major event, she's already got the committee set up for the next event.
That's amazing.
She is a 25-hour, 8-day-a-week,
well,
13 months of the year. She's working.
It's that old saying is true. If you want to get something done, ask a woman. So Kellie,
I think that's what he was getting at.
Yeah, he just explained it like it was his idea. But
Give it to Kellie.
Kellie, we want you to talk about the Kid Fest, when it is, and all that. But first, as you well know right now, because you're getting ready to probably talk about the sponsors of this, how important they are.
Yes.
And we have a sponsor
called
Wootton Financial Group. See how I worked that in? It was smooth.
Really good.
So anyway, we wanted to say thank you so much to Chris Wootton for helping us out. And it's like third year he's been with us. And and he's on the show all the time. And so that's what it really gets me, is that he's on the show all the time. He knows what we do and how we do this, and he stays with us. It's amazing. He just loves us. But it's also, he never knows what we're going to do or ask him. He's always put to the test. But and since I became a widow, we had even a little seminar on what widows should do. And so if your wife had been listening, she would have learned that she needs to follow you around a lot so that she knows what to do if you ever went away, or just left. But she would know what to do and where things are, where you hide them. And that's important. And so we try to help the community that way. But I have now formed a group called the Widows Might. And that's, we have like 4 friends of mine. We're all widows. And so it's just, it's good. There's so many people out there that need that kind of thing. So you having these kind of events, and you have a lot of volunteers, right?
Yes.
And so you need to call Chris Wootton and ask him to be a sponsor.
Okay.
But only after he pays our sponsorship.
He pays your
Only
bills.
if he has enough money after that. No, because he's trying to take care of me. He's going, what did Sam do? He has more respect for Sam than he ever had before, my husband. So anyway, I want to find out from you, so people will write this down. You had plenty of time to get your pencil and paper, but to write down these dates and how to, where to go on the website and all that. HEB is your big sponsor?
Yes. This is their second year coming in as our title sponsor, and they are a wonderful partner. They don't sponsor just in money. They come out the day of. They have 3 booths that they set up all side by side, and they give away swag, and they have an interactive, they'll set up almost like a little miniature grocery mart, and the kids can come in and play, and then they'll have a
love
game. They're awesome.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we love our HEB in Willis. They're very community minded, and he told us we all are. All the HEBs, not just us, but all the HEBs are very community minded. So if you're looking for somebody like that, that's where you go.
Yes.
And they stepped up. Good.
Yes.
I'm so happy, and especially the little store. That's so
Yeah.
smart, because they used to have the little buggies in the store for the kids to run. They probably ran to a lot of those freestanding things. Of course, I did too. But they probably have that kind of, like their attitude is, we get the little kids, we keep the parents, and those little kids will say to the parents, we got to go back to that place with the H in it. Come on, let's go back to that place. And parents look like, yes, because they love it there. So tell me all about the different activities that we have.
So Kids Fest it's always.
Do you want her to get closer to the mic?
Can you hear me?
She okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So Kids Fest is Saturday, April 27th, and the way it's set up is there's different villages. So I think there's 8 villages. You'll have Discovery Village, you'll have Safety Village, where you can go see the police officers and the mounted patrol and EMS and fire. You'll have Art Village, where the kids can go in and do their own art and also experience other more professional level art. And it'll be art of all kinds, dancing, singing, drawing, painting, all the things. Then you can go to Sports Village and try out several different sports.
Oh, that's
so
great.
If you've got somebody that's, sort of interested in trying a sport, this is a good day to bring them out and let them just get a little taste and see what they think.
Is there an age?
No.
Not
No.
above 12 or not?
They're on the sports one, they're not going to play a game. They'll do the way it's set up is they'll kind of have little drills, right? So they'll have a little football
There you
drill,
go, yeah.
little soccer drill, kind of learn to pass the ball. They'll have a softball, a baseball or softball throw, just a little experience,
Is Altuve coming?
I'm sorry.
Is
Altuve,
Altuve-
he might
That's
be
right.
there.
That's
I
the
know
way you
somebody
put it.
that
You
could
never
maybe
know.
reach out and ask.
See, I know. I was going to go this
Yeah.
is the guy.
Somebody
right
could
here.
reach out.
Well, actually, his wife. But is it your wife, or you feel like you have as much?
Well,
say?
she still does. I did when I was there with the Astros and the Rockets, but no, she's still very involved in Valley sports.
Okay, so just stay good with him and his wife.
But
maybe.
they're not. The Astros are not Valley Sports. They're their own new sports network. The Rangers are on Valley Sports. So my wife with Bally's, she is affiliated with all the teams that have contracts with Valley Sports.
So the Astros contracted too.
They're like Scientific City Network or something.
Is that the one you can't get on your? I've been
No,
trying
it's
to find it.
well, we were we were several things. We started out as Comcast Sports Network, then we became Root Sports Network, then we were DirecTV Sports Network, then AT&T Sports Network, and then the last year I was there, we were Warner Brothers Discovery. We were acquired by Warner Brothers Discovery, and then they said they're done with sports networks altogether, so they were nothing. Then the Astros and Rockets combined which is how it all started. The Astros and Rockets combined with NBC to form CSN. So now the Astros and Rockets put their money in and just bought the building with all the cameras and created their own sports network.
Oh my goodness, that's great.
The reason they can do that and all the other teams it was when Warner Brothers Discovery got out of the sports net, the RSNs, they got rid of all their teams. So you had the Pirates, you had the Rockies, the Penguins, the Utah Jazz, the Seattle Sounders, like all the AT&T Sports Network team no longer had a home, no longer had a broadcast home. Well, the Rockets and the Astros were able to do that because of a 15-year cable agreement with the cable companies that they were going to continue getting those media rights payments.
Man,
so that's how they were able to do that.
That's awesome. And you have
Like
control.
right now, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Don't be.
The Phoenix Suns and the Diamondbacks are not on a network. They're just being broadcast locally on a local TV station in Arizona, in Phoenix. And what they're losing is all that, the media rights fees is what the RSNs would pay the teams. So while it's all good and well right now, they're on TV and the fans are all cheering. Yeah, our now we can watch our games. But what the teams can't afford to sustain that. So in a couple of years, if you kept doing that, you're not getting your media rights, and the media rights are what pays your players. So in a couple of years, if you're not getting your media rights, you start losing those big contract players, and then you're not going to have people who are good. And when you have a team full of people who are no good, no one wants to watch.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
It's a
that's
business.
domino effect.
It's a huge business.
See, did I hit a nerve or what?
You did.
No, you didn't. I'm
A
just
wealth
giving
of
you
knowledge, though.
No,
I'm sorry.
he is so knowledgeable about it.
And
It's a lot of fun.
and only because Angela is still, they're battling the cable cutters are creating this issue where everyone's trying to go to streaming, and now the reports are the Gen Zs and the millennials are mad because it's costing too much money for them to watch all their shows, and they're arguing about why can't they just put all the shows we like into one area so that we can watch it, which would be cable.
Yeah, and they would buy that. They would buy
Well,
that
they're the ones
channel.
that got rid of it.
Well,
So
that's right.
it costs more money when you look at all the apps. If you had 5 or 6 things that you really liked watching, like us as a family, with the 2-year-old, all I would need was wherever they show Bluey. If they show Bluey on it, then for about 2 or 3 years I'm good.
Yeah.
But Alexander
I'm
likes
looking at you,
watching.
Bluey. Okay.
Bluey's a kid. It's a show
cartoon?
for kids. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's all that we see in the household right now because of the
kids,
2-year-old.
that's right.
But so you have movies you like. You have people like Yellowstone, or they're streaming this, or when Breaking Bad, or sports. You want to watch the Astros. So for you to get all the shows that you want, you're looking at 5 or 6 different apps at a significant amount of money.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people do is they'll download the app, watch the whole season over the weekend, all 48 episodes, and then get rid of the app, and then find a new show and get a new.
That's right.
So it's a big mess right now. But
Ooh.
what happened was it affected all the contracts with all these professional sports teams, and they started getting out of Bally's. They started cutting their contracts with Bally's, and now Bally's is bringing it all back, and they're fine as a sports network. But you have some teams that are now left without a broadcast home. So the local TV stations are broadcasting their games.
Well,
And the graphics are terrible.
Yeah, they're homemade. What happened with the Dynamo when we had the Dynamo for so many years, the Houston Dynamo, who's a soccer team for anyone who doesn't know that. When we became AT&T, they were only looking at top tier teams, and the Dynamo didn't fall into what their broadcast regulations were. So we ended the relationship with the Dynamo, and then they went on to the CW or the
I thought it was Kubo or something.
Kubo.
They
Yeah,
did something
and
weird.
so they had to. At first their
Fubo?
graphics package.
No,
Not
it's some local.
Yeah, Kubo.
Yeah,
Okay.
but now it's on Apple.
Yeah.
So which is
Now they
awesome.
went to Apple.
and I finally got Apple on there, and I'm
Yeah.
so excited. Then I find
On
out
your
it
new
was
phone?
on. No,
Oh.
I just did it on my
She
old
probably has
phone.
no idea what she has.
No, it's like
You've got all the apps.
Well, what the downside though to the cable thing was, like, if you wanted to watch the game anywhere,
I'm gonna make a transition.
But if you wanted to watch the game anywhere, you couldn't. Like, you had to be in
Yes.
by your cable box, and that's the one thing we discovered when we tried to do the DirecTV stream. Because we have like my buddy has a TV outside, but it didn't have a cable box. But you have to be in a certain Wi-Fi area of it. So if you came to my house, and that's what I like about Apple with the MLS is I can watch it on any device as long as I have my login. So I can go to my buddy's house, put it on his TV. I I go to the bar and put it on their TV if they don't have it, which is probably
Oh, wow.
so.
Well, one place you're not going to have any problem with streaming or anything else will be the Kid Fest, because you're going to
Yeah.
bring your whole
It's
body.
outside.
And it's going to be physically down there, and you're going to be there and get to see what?
It's outside, so there's probably no TVs.
Yeah, that's
Can't
right.
watch the game.
And you know
No.
what? You know what's bad about outside? The stadiums that don't have a roof. Because then when it starts raining, you go into those rain delays, it affects the broadcast. It's like,
Man.
we can
You
go.
are
Tons of problems.
Just you're closest.
I'm just, please, enjoy
Okay.
your show.
Kelly. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Yes.
So anyway, I think you got just through half of of where the park
We're at
is.
sports
You're in
village.
sport.
That's-
We
that's
got in
what
sports and we
happened.
messed up.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything about cooking or?
Do you have a roof? in the
We
sports
don't have a
village?
roof,
Oh.
and we're not going to need streaming that day because the kids are going to be outside and playing and doing outdoor things. So
See, and
away
that's what
from
you-
your,
That's what you want.
devices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Do y'all have some rides there? Will there be little rides?
There's going to be lots of inflatables. New this year, a new village that we're bringing in is the Touch-a-Truck village. So we're kind of, we've always had like one or two little things that the kids could get in and
Yeah.
play with, but this year we're going to dedicate a whole village to it.
And truck?
So,
And you're gonna and a truck they can get
So
in?
like they'll have, I don't know all the names, but like a digger, a backhoe,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
mechanical things. We're working on hopefully getting a dump truck, like a trash truck. That's a whole big, there's like a whole kids thing.
Yeah.
What's it called? The kids show that's like the trash truck that's like dedicated to,
Garbage bin?
I don't know, but like
I don't know.
there's like a whole obsession. Little kids are so obsessed with the trash truck.
Oh
Blippy,
yeah.
is it Blippy?
I don't know. I know like the
Well, I
characters
mean,
in
there's
it are
an-
like a raccoon.
Yeah,
and-
there's a show called Trash Truck.
Maybe that's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking of. Yeah.
yeah.
So that will be a very popular spot.
Oh,
is
yeah.
the Touch-a-Truck.
That's
So-
that's and do you make the kids go out and pick up the trash that's in the park area so they can come back and put it in there? And,
No.
Oh, that would've
no.
been-
They'll just get to look at it and get close to it, and the one that they usually bring out is like super clean. I think they have one that they only use for things like this, so it's not
Smelling or anything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't have yesterday's trash fragrance to it. It'll just be a nice shiny truck that the kids can
That's-
touch and look at and stuff like that.
that's totally cool. It's just not realistic, but it's okay. It's
Right,
cool.
right.
No, but I think kids love the interactive stuff. Do you have any
Yes.
digging things where they dig up dinosaurs and things?
So in the tot spot, which is for 5 and under only, we do have a giant sandbox. And when I say giant, it's big. And
Oh.
so they'll have in that giant sandbox, it's old school little dump trucks the kids can drive in and dig and play and that kind of thing. Did your son go to that one last year, your little one?
No, he didn't. But we had
too
something
little?
similar where we taught him how to
Okay.
probe for landmines
Okay.
in the sandbox.
There you go. Landmines.
landmines.
Yeah. What,
How good
You
is
use
that?
a sandbox, so you put the landmine in the sandbox, and
Yeah.
then you teach them how to go. They put the pin right there in the palm, so as you're pressing, when you come across a landmine, the pin will move. Because if you come sideways, you're not stepping on it, activating the trigger device.
Yeah.
So is the Army going to be recruiting at Kids Fest? Is that what I'm understanding?
No, I don't know that they have a booth this year. Gosh, Andrew, I don't know why you're not organizing this whole thing. You have some really great ideas.
You don't have a landmine probing
No,
station?
Well,
man.
I have a question for Kelly though. Is Kids Fest traditionally is basically all over downtown?
Yes.
So I know like there is at Heritage Place. That's where primarily the inflatables and the stations will be, but it also goes to Main Street
Yes,
and
the
things
Main
like
St-
that.
It goes to Main, but Main is open to traffic.
Okay.
But it
It
kind of
is?
stops.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Now, years ago, they did close Main, but
Right.
a few years back, they decided let's leave Main open for traffic. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
speaking of that, if the streets are closed, are we going? You and I should probably have talked about this. If we're going to put a map on the website and social media to show, because streets will be closed,
Yes.
and we'll want to get that information
Yeah.
out.
That's so smart because now he's trying to make a transition over to him. But wait. we're
No,
not
no,
finished
no.
with her.
Don't go to the website yet. I'm
Not
still
yet, yeah.
because all the events that she does, usually there's a lot of logistics involved that we
Sure.
want citizens to know. Even if you have no kids, we
Yeah.
we need to let you know how you'll be impacted if you're coming downtown.
Do you have golf carts for older people that you take them in? We can't walk very far. So do you have something that you can, a little tricycle or something that they could use to get around in? No, okay. All right, there. Your face just tells me
Well,
everything.
because I wanted to say that our police are out there. Several of the parks employees, they're moving around. They're covering a lot of distance in the golf carts. How they utilize it.
Yeah.
If they saw anyone who looked like they
Struggling.
needed help, I guarantee they would stop
Yes.
and ask you if you
Yeah.
needed a ride.
They'll say, we're going to just slow down.
It's
so grab
not,
that.
yeah,
hat."
and it's not
Okay,
a service
go.
that's being provided, but
Yeah.
our staff is going to
Yeah.
identify someone who needs help.
Well, everybody needs to wear comfortable clothes.
Yeah.
Do you know what the weather's going to be on the 27th? Have
No,
you
I
looked
haven't-
yet?
Typically, it's warm. Yeah.
Typically, yes.
it's
That's
warm.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. It was cold this morning.
Yes.
If they had come out early
I
this morning,
know.
they'd have been like, I'm freezing. But no, it's great. You have everybody outside, and you have plenty of food out there. Can you tell me
Yes.
about some of the food? I'm always interested
So
in that.
we've developed what we call our food court, and so that is in, I forget what you call it, the parking lot that's kind of across from the Owen and the Crichton, that little open parking lot there.
Yes.
That's all dedicated to food trucks.
That's where the jurors
So-
go.
Okay.
yeah.
So you can get, barbecue, Cajun, Polynesian. We'll have a coffee truck and a lemonade stand. Well, I mean, everything from hot dogs. We have a fried foods truck coming where it's literally like a whole bunch of just
Excellent.
carnival-y type stuff.
Yeah.
And then sprinkled throughout, we'll also have like a couple of lemonade spots and some snow cone spots.
Snacks type of
So
stuff, yeah.
and there's some tables close by the food court, so you can sit down if you can find a spot. It's packed, so it's kind of
That's-
first come first serve.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so the hours are, what's the earliest?
10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then after you kicked everybody out, and then you guys go into clean mode.
Yes.
Cleaning mode, and you have volunteers for that.
We have a mix. We have about 300 people between volunteers and staff that make the whole day happen.
Wow.
So it's a mix. Not quite 50-50, a little bit more on staff side.
Well, God bless
Yeah.
them all, because that is amazing to have to deal with. Because you really don't know the thousands or the hundreds that'll come in quickly, and then you got to be able to control all that. That is great. Well, you're so prepared. I love that, and that you start thinking a year ahead of when the next one's going to be. How you can even do that? But I guess you have like the sports teams. And he said,
Don't say his trigger. That's his trigger word.
the sports teams that go in and watch rushes or watch the what do you call it, training when they go
Game film?
game film
Yeah.
game film so that y'all go back and watch and see how everything flowed. And do y'all do anything like that?
I take lots of pictures and video, and my pictures are not like Andrew's pictures. My pictures are for me to remember how the setup looked. So it's
Oh, very
nothing
good.
that's great and frame worthy. I like to take pictures so I know next year, okay, how did I have this set up, and did I like it, and what can I change or keep the same or whatever.
There you go. Because if you were him, you'd never get through. It would be because he's such a
Yes.
perfectionist.
Yeah.
Make that hot dog one more time, and then let me see if I can get the mustard glowing. That would be great. That would be just
He'll
wonderful.
take pictures at events, and then I'm like, hey, can you send me some? He'll send me like 5. And I'm like, I know you took 1,000, but he doesn't like most of them. And I'm like, my standards are way below yours. Just send me what you got.
We're in the land of. We're in the time of selfies. Haven't you come down on any of your?
She's got a good point. It's not that the pictures are bad or good. It's that the average person today wants to see the average photo from the event. They don't want to see the high def, professionally lit.
That's
They
so
just want to see what
true.
did it look like.
Yes.
And we've had a lot of discussions with other areas marketing where they want to hire, high-end photographers come in, and I've said that people just want to
not
see what it looks
necessary,
like. They
yeah.
want to see what other users took pictures. So really what they want to see is people who share pictures. If do you guys have a hashtag or anything where if I'm there and I'm taking pictures, I can hashtag Conroe Kids Fest 24 or something?
Right.
We should think
don't
about
know.
that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's what people, they want to go through a gallery of,
Yeah.
I
And
don't wanna
see
say
if they're in
everyday-
it. See
Yeah,
if they're in
everyday
the
people.
pictures.
Share and try to look for their friends.
Yeah.
Because those are that's what it was. Someone like me who comes in, I want to get the angles and I've explained that to Kellie is it's very different coming from taking pictures of, the World Series or, the NBA finals or professional sports, because what you're looking for is a very specific image that you would see on the cover of Sports Illustrated, whereas an event like Kellie has, and she had the daddy-daughter dance. This year I learned you want to, kind of capture the whole event, then the expressions, and then I zoom into that dad slow dancing with his daughter.
So sweet. That's
When
so
I go to
sweet.
shoot a game, that's all the picture you're looking for is that intense,
The
just
emotion,
the emotional
one, yeah.
So now I'm
You're right.
learning, like at Kids Fest, I'm excited. Let's go to all the different areas. Show. Really, it's the orientation. You want to get an orientation of what Kids Fest was. So as we're talking about it, you're like, oh yeah, down that street, that's where the pet alligators are.
And if you have someone with you to take a little bit of sound, to do just a little bit of video, and to pepper through that, it makes it just, people love that. And with the kids saying, I want to do it again. Let's go do it again. And I want to come back. I want to, and all that, and how much fun they had. And I love the alligators that were in there. It was great. So those kind of things, to say that you loved Altuve was there. Good. And I got to meet who he looked like Andrew Yousse. But I think those are the kind of things that you're now going to be able to bring.
It'd be great if Andrew wore Altuve's outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the same size and pants as Altuve.
That'd be great.
When my 8-year-old son was 5, when I was still working with the Astros, we got him an Astros jersey, his first Astros jersey, an Altuve jersey for a 5-year-old. And I won't name the name, but it was someone who works with the Astros, a pretty prominent high up figure. Saw him and was like, wow, is that game worn?
Poor Altuve. He's amazing.
Is that game worn? No, he is.
He's so
amazing.
fun to watch.
I'm going to say this for everyone listening to your show.
Yes.
He is the most genuine, kind-hearted, honest, dedicated player and human being you will ever meet. He is.
Good.
He's real.
It's good to
But
hear.
you feel
He's
that
very
through
real.
the screen. I mean, you just you feel that
Yeah.
he really is like
Except
that.
when he cheated.
Well, he was one of the only ones. We can get
not
into this
cheat.
whole thing. He was one of the only ones that was adamantly against it.
Y'all are really triggering him today.
I know. I
No,
love it.
and I'm not. I'm just, you know how I talk and I get excited.
I know it.
He was adamantly against it. Oh, this is my wife
Your wife's calling.
wanting access to my W-4.
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
Does
Let
Chris
Cindy
Wootton handle
talk.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Is that thunder?
I don't
Did you
think
hear
so.
thunder?
I think they're moving.
Yeah, they're moving.
Oh,
They're always
moving
doing
stuff.
something.
Really?
We won't get into the whole thing, but Altuve, now they all knew about it. I'm not going to say he didn't know about it, but he was against it. The problem was
He ain't no
that
snitch.
the people who were responsible for it, Beltran, the guy that went to Boston, the manager,
Yeah.
who's the bench coach, Alex Cora, they were the ones that came up with the entire plan, and Altuve was very close to them. But so he doesn't want to, get in the middle. These are my friends.
I think it worked.
It did. I mean, it worked.
And now they suck at home.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Now they're
they're
terrible at
They're
home.
struggling.
Beat the way out of the Blue Jays the first game. What happened? They must have thought, I'm sorry, I asked a question about it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ask that question. You probably didn't even see the game. But
Not on that new
But-
network. And you know why they're on a different network now?
okay, listen. I'm bringing back.
Kids Fest.
No, I'm bringing back Brianna, so that you can come in and
yeah.
because Brianna just loves.
She's got to be like angry right now.
Oh, I know it. Because we had her on the day before the opening.
Okay.
And so
So you haven't talked
we're
to
all
her since?
excited about it. I haven't talked to her
Okay.
since. I was bad luck. And I would tell her about my son not wanting me to walk into the room because no. You stay out. You stay out. You're bad luck. And it was terrible. He said, "You're not really a fan because you only come at the last 2-3 innings, and that's
Yeah.
all. That's not a fan." So she's great, and so we'll have y'all both on if that's okay with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Well, I do want to let the listeners know I put a link to Kids Fest in the
Oh.
description. So,
Thank you for bringing us
you.
back and anchoring this show.
so then you know, you can always just say there's a link. It's on the website.
There's a link. Speaking of websites, wow, great transition. That's what Andrew's all about, and what he's been in charge of, and why they brought this brilliant mind in to extrapolate all the good things about Conroe and put it into this an entertaining and fun way, except for the Cindy Cochran show. I haven't seen that up on that. Have you advertised for the Cindy Cochran show?
Well, so we have plans, and I'm glad you
How
brought
much is
that
that
up
on
because
cost?
you asked Kelly a question about when an event like Kids Fest is over, do you go back and look at the film and review the film and see what you can do? And one of the things they did last year after Kids Fest was they got together and they did what we would call a post-mortem, and they talk about what are ways we can improve next year. And everyone in that committee determined that the best way to improve Kids Fest is have a better city website to put it on. And that was the number one thing that we said, we need a website that is really high quality so we can put Kids Fest on there, let the
Yes.
citizens know. So we got
Yes.
right to work building this new website.
It's amazing. And let me just throw this in, is to buy a drone and have some drone shots so people see how big this is and what it looks like. Wouldn't that be fun?
Well,
to get a drone?
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm really glad you brought that up because we have a lot of exciting things to share with you, but we can't share them right now. So let's move on.
What a tease! What a tease you are!
Okay, so here's what happened. When I started, I was hired really the primary thing that we needed, that we all identified, was the city needed a new website. I believe that the current website in its current state has been there for about 10 years, maybe between 7 and 10, with some small changes and adjustments, but it's been the same website for 7 years. Technology has advanced faster than what the website did, and it was built to sit static. It was built in a manner that you didn't really need to maintain it. New websites nowadays, you have to constantly maintain it, update it, change it. I mean, the technology changes, the trends change, the way people are absorbing their information and getting their stuff. And so what we determined was we need a website that we can, once we built it, it's like a house. We built the house, we want to put everything in there, but we want to make sure we can keep it clean.
Right.
So the old website was the house. They put a bunch of stuff in there, and then they just kept adding stuff, adding new couches, new furniture, 15 microwaves, 8 couches, 14 beds in a guest room, and no one ever really maintained it or kept it clean. So now it is, if you go in there, I think there's over like 35,000 documents. And if you go to, say, not Kids Fest, like Conroe United, and you say, I want to register my son for Conroe United, and you search Conroe United, and it pulls up a registration date of Saturday, April 23rd. What you don't see is you're looking at a document from 2005 or something. And I know Conroe United probably wasn't there, but that's what happens to people. They're trying to get information about the city or a city event, and they pull up a document,
Exactly.
write down the date and time, and then they miss it, and they're like, what the heck? Because
Right.
the document that they pulled up was 8 years ago. So we wanted to make it where we can keep everything current, clean, modern. And also the primary priority is the information that we're getting to citizens. When they get on there, we want them to get the information they need quickly. Not right now. You can get on our website and it can take you 5, 10, 15 minutes to find what you're looking for.
Why?
Well, it's a maze of a lot of links, a lot of
The one now.
Yeah,
Oh, the one coming is not
right,
okay.
and so that's what we wanted to get rid of.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that it's one click. The information what we're trying to get it to is the information you're looking for is one click away, but in some cases it might be 2 clicks, no more than 3. But right now, it literally, if I wanted to register my child for soccer, it could be 8 clicks and take me, through a whole bunch of different areas.
Do you use a running band at the bottom?
We will have a alert at the bottom, and then we can have a ticker at the top
That's great.
for the specific events. And the way that I've set it up is the ticker at the top is going to be for your water outage, there's a gas leak, or even power outages. Even though power is Entergy, we felt it's important that if there's a power outage, people might go to the city website.
Yeah.
And so we can put up there, this area is experiencing a power outage, notify Entergy or whatever. But we should be able to give them that information. The alert at the bottom is going to be for more severe, if there's crises that are happening.
Storms or things like that.
Storms, things that it's prior. As soon as you get on the website, it will pop up and let you know this is happening.
See, that's good for some place, and to know what a phone number is. And I know that you've got those, throughout whenever something comes up, that you've got
that
everybody's
was
phone number.
so my goal developing the website was every single page we should be answering frequently asked questions. And it can be the simple who, what, when, where, why. But then I told the departments, you tell me what people call you for, because they get calls. You guys probably get calls all day long. If we can answer those questions immediately as soon as you get on the website, and for new citizens, when people are moving here, we want them to have all that information.
That's what I was going to ask you, is that when you're doing this, are you keeping in mind, can you separate your brain and go like, this is for people that are living in New York and they're trying to find some place in Texas to move to get out of it. And so they see Conroe and they see how many people are there, and so they click on to see that. And then the other is for the citizen who is experiencing, has been here for years, but has been experiencing a lot of things and they can't get an answer to stuff.
Well, that's a really good question, because the website is really is for the citizen who lives here, because that's where they're going to do their city business. But that's also where we are going to put the information to beautify Conroe, I guess is the word. Yeah. But our entire goal, and I said this from the very beginning, was that if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, about to get transferred or thinking about moving to this area, you have a lot of great choices. You've got the Woodlands, you've got Spring, Willis, Houston, a whole lot of areas to choose from. And so if you're looking and you're searching or looking around and you see Conroe, I wanted to start saturating the internet with images, visions, visuals, stories of Conroe, the city, the employees. That's why we started doing the employee spotlights, was that we just want to continually put out there what Conroe is, and show that the city of Conroe, we're humans who are all working to make your life easier. And that's what I wanted to go with the website. I wanted to get away from, we're a government, here to you need us. And everyone agreed with that. Talking with city council, we need to get it to where we show them we're all human beings. Kellie Hall is working 25 hours, 8 days a week to make sure that you have a great event to take your family to.
And I want to know about her family. I want to know about what she's doing when she gets off work.
We have a story for you.
Okay. And listen, this is what I was going to tell you. I remember you saying you were going to do highlighting
the employees, the spotlights.
And what were you going to do? You were going to, and they would come on. This means call.
Yeah, and I did. So I've asked every single, we've done, I think, like 63. And wow. I've asked all 63 if they wanted to be on your show, and they all said no.
It's a true story. They reached out to me and said, I just to make sure she knows we don't want to be on that show.
I decline.
We see what you do to Andrew, so no, we're not going to be on that show. Kellie,
in fact, we told Kellie she was going to be on Kylie Reagan's show today at 2. She's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll be there.
and see, now, haven't you been treated very? Haven't I treated you very well?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Andrew asks for it. He just does.
I want to get back to this. I do want to bring more people here, and I told Kellie that earlier, that we should bring you on monthly because you have so many things going on. The police liaison, Eddie Davis, the fire liaisons, we should need to get them on. But so to wrap up the website, that we've spent an entire year getting this website ready, and we're mid-May is going to be the launch. We're in the final stages. The only thing that's left is now the departments are going to get together and we're going to train them how to edit their content. Once we get through that, we'll be able to. The website is there. It's built. The house is built. All the furniture's in it. All the content has been migrated. We do have an example of it up there that Richard's got pulled up. That's going to show you, this is what the body of
That
the
is
website looks
beautiful.
like.
That's beautiful.
Much
That's
different. We're going to have latest news. So we would have Kellie's event up there, Kids Fest. I'm really big about after action. So not just the promotion of Kids Fest, but afterwards show this is how many people were there. This is what we
Okay.
had. This is the excitement,
Nice.
because that lives forever. So when you're searching,
Yes.
you'll go back and say, oh, wow, look at what they did last year.
That's great.
We'll have a city council section that shows you what city council's doing. This is what you
They're
just
not
mentioned,
there.
and this is really exciting. Am I yelling into this microphone?
You're
Why
good.
are they not there?
They're not there. They're in the executive session right now. I took that picture when they were back there voting on
Because you
important
don't know
things.
exactly who's going to be in that chair.
Well, we do have an
a few
election
weeks,
coming up,
yeah.
May 4th, and we want to really make sure everyone gets out there and votes. May 4th is the election date. A community calendar. This is something that we've never had actively.
Excellent.
We will team up with Visit Conroe, Ashley out there right now. She manages the CVB Conroe. We're going to have all the parks events, all the CVB, all the police, fire, civil service tests. If they have events coming up, we'll all be on this section. And then it'll have little tabs that you can say, I just want police events. I just want Parks and Rec events. I just want
Yeah.
Conroe, Visit Conroe
cool.
events. So that'll be on that calendar.
That's
And then it'll give you a description, and you can click onto the event itself. The bottom there is a great little section. These numbers aren't exact. This was just a sample that we built. It's going to give you that important city data. So if you are thinking about moving here, you can say the one thing that I do when I'm looking at other cities, because we as communications, I follow like 10 or 15 other cities that are comparable to Conroe in size, and that's how we gauge where should we be? What are they doing? What can we offer them? Where can we learn from them? But the one thing I look at all of them is what's their population,
Okay.
and kind of figure out how they're doing things
Yeah.
with their numbers and their population. So that's it. We'll have key stats up there. I don't know that it will be those stats, but it will be, mile stats. Stats that I like to put up there is what's the average response time for a fire emergency?
Oh.
Once you call 911, what's the average response time? Same with police. Those are stats that I feel are important that we'll
That's-
put up there. And I don't have
great.
them off the top of my head, but I know that they're good. Both police and fire are proud of their response times. So we want to put things up there that really shine, that make Conroe look good. The newsletter, we're going to work on that. We don't have a solid plan right now because that's going to be a little more in depth of how we're going to get that information, compile it, and put it together. You guys have the playbook, and that's really the newsletter that a lot of citizens want to know is Parks and Rec information.
Now, do you have link information like I want to move to Conroe. I want to know about housing or renting or that kind of stuff. Do you have something that
Well, we wouldn't necessarily offer that. That would be more you would get with your realtor. But we can offer the information about Conroe. And I mean,
but I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
you just
that
call
you-
Andrew. Every question that everyone wants to ask is
Okay.
call Andrew. Just
Yeah.
call Andrew. All our
You
IT
know,
problems, like
we
website
do have-
problems. Andrew's the guy. Are you ready for that, Andrew?
yeah.
Hey, you're
we'll
going to
get
be the
this-
guy everyone calls. Hey, you misspelled my name.
And I'll-
Can you change this?
Like, you know what? I'm really glad you called. What are you doing Thursday at 2?
Yeah. I
We're
know.
going to answer
I
that
got the
question
place
for
for
you.
you.
Well, that's all I can think about because I know Andrew's been working hard on the website because he's right behind me, and I'm like, I can't wait till like 4 months later. Everyone is going to think he's the guy who changes everything. So he's going to get all these emails and phone calls and
We are going to, well, to wrap this whole thing up, once this launches, the website has taken up an enormous amount of our time, which is fine. Once it launches, now we start really focusing on the PEG channel, how your show, Dick's shows, the radio, Lone Star Community Radio, we want to get that on the PEG channels and
Yes.
really start promoting that. And we'll have more areas on the website where it's more visible that you have shows that a lot of people don't know we have radio stations.
No.
And we want to make sure that
That'd be
everything
great.
is on there. And for me, as the communications manager, this is one of the most important tools that I have to communicate.
Amen.
And it
That's
came exactly when we brought Greg Hall in there, when there was all those people angry about how the city responded to the icing, and to bring someone in and explain, this is how we do it, this is why we do it,
Right.
to answer those questions. So this, for me, it's a huge tool that's underutilized right now. We want to get to a point where we're using it more. Like I told Kellie, she has so many things that she can share with you. And hopefully she'll come back. We want to make it fun.
Well, don't forget this month starts the first Thursday concert series.
Yes,
if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. So
Next
it's actually
Thursday.
is it next
The
Thursday?
11th, yes.
Okay.
So it's not the first Thursday.
So we did change the name because there were all, randomly things will come about that make us not be able to do it on that first Thursday. So
Yeah.
now we do just call it the Thursday concert
Okay.
series.
So I know the website the current website actually has a list of like
Okay.
the bands and
Yeah.
everything.
Yes. And
So
we're
I'll
going to do
I'll
Seeger
add
System
that.
next Thursday.
In
Bob
fact, we
Seeger.
put it on the homepage. So if you go to the current homepage, there's a what I
free.
call the broad rotator right at the very top. It's got this
Okay.
Thursday's.
It's free. You can
Steely
bring
Seeger.
You can bring a cooler, right?
Yes, you can bring food and beverages in. Excuse me, just no glass bottles.
Is Altuve going to be there?
But we will have food trucks on site.
Yeah, it's a fun. I encourage everyone to check it out because it's
Yeah.
a free event.
And Bob Seger.
And it's what I like about it is it's like an all day thing almost. Like you can bring your family, you can visit downtown, and then you have enough time to walk all the way back to Heritage Place and get
No,
a
wait.
seat.
See, I said Bob Seger. I should have said Bob Seger Light. It's
It's a cover band.
Yeah.
And they're all really good too.
Yeah. So you just close your eyes and you think you're there with Bob Seger.
They are great, but you brought up a good point that I want to go back to the website. We've really neglected downtown. We have a downtown manager, Michael, who's great, and I've told him, you have real estate on our website. You're going to have a space. I want to do more with you on social media so that work with your downtown people and let's get events like that promoted. So hopefully he can work together with when we have the Bob Seger Light here on Thursday the 11th, showtime 7 p.m. Jose Altuve will not be there. When that happens, we would ideally you would want to work with the downtown people that they can say, hey, we have specials, Thursday concert specials. One of the restaurants should offer a Thursday concert special. If you're coming for the concert, we have, $1.50 coffee or something like that. But that's where Michael should work with his folks downtown, and we want to make sure that we're getting all that.
Do you have
out there.
anyone interpreting the songs from the band?
How many Bob Seger songs can you name? 3. Just name 3, and you pass this test.
I love this.
I know Steely Dan. I just don't know
Bob Seger, 3
Seger.
songs.
You know they're different bands, right?
What?
Steely Dan isn't Bob Seger. You
I
right?
know. I found
Just
that
making
out
sure.
yesterday because I kept saying Steely Dan. Okay, so if you decide you want to have that interpreted and invite the hearing impaired, just let me know.
Okay, what about those 3 songs?
Oh, that's my audition.
Yeah, Bob Seger, 3 songs.
I don't have to sing it or say it. I'm just
No,
gonna,
just say it. Name them.
Oh, if I only had my on. Can you give me a hint?
A book?
Hum the first 3.
A book? What do you do when you're reading a book?
You daydream. You dream. You
You don't read it?
you don't
When you're reading a book, what do you have to do?
read
To continue reading.
Yeah.
to continue reading.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You get
Do
to
you-
the last word on the page.
And what do you have to do? To
Close the book.
Oh my gosh, she's not a reader. She
Yeah.
does not like to read.
I'm having the Conroe library people in next week to come
and maybe,
talk to
maybe
me.
they can teach you how to read.
Yeah.
So you read the first page, and when the words run out,
And
you just close.
you
the
can
book.
also, and Cindy, you can also, you can also
enough.
get a Bob Seger CD at the library.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they have media there. So
Well,
you
they
can-
have the new little CDs for the phone she got that you can put in there.
Yeah. Oh, great. She's gonna try it now.
Oh no.
Do you know what this is for?
Yes.
You lay it
The
down. on that-
magnet. Yeah.
That's so awesome. I love.
She's
I don't
wonderful.
Want to brag.
It's also a CD player.
But yeah,
This is a CD player.
Uh-huh.
You know, lying has gotten to be such an art
Yes.
with some people. That
well, it's Astros.
it's
They're liars.
It's being around those Astros.
Astros fans
Yeah.
share the same connection with the
Shame
Astros.
on you.
Does Bob Seger have any songs about garbage cans?
I don't.
Okay,
I don't
think
name,
he so.
name, name the 3 songs I should know.
Well, turn the page is what he was
Turn
trying
the
to get
page
you.
is
Turn the
one.
page.
It's his most famous.
Oh, when you get to the end of the, I thought you said the end of the book, and this, there's no more words on it. What would
Well,
you
I
do?
didn't. We were just trying to make the
Make it easier for me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Turn the Page is one of his songs?
Night Moves is probably,
Yeah,
I
Night
want to
Moves.
say, his most famous. An Old Time Rock and Roll.
Yeah, Old Time Rock and Roll.
Against the Wind.
And I think that was from
Against the Wind?
what was the Tom Cruise movie where he was dancing in the
In his
shirt?
underwear?
Yeah, in his underwear.
Risky Business.
Was that
I don't think that's Bob.
Old Time Rock and Roll?
I don't think it
Or
was.
are you sure?
I don't think so.
That was Old Time Rock and Roll.
Yeah, it was.
He danced.
Yes.
He danced that
in his underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with Rebecca De Mornay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was that song.
Yeah,
that was
you're
a
right.
very-
But there you go.
Okay, see?
That's next Thursday, though. Bob Seger Light.
well,
Bring your own chair.
we'll-
You want to go see it with me, Cindy?
Huh?
You want to go see it?
Yeah.
Thursday? I think we kind of
You'll
fun.
take me over there?
We will be there.
Thank you.
Kelly and I will be there.
We'll be there.
Okay. Okay. And it's at the
I'll
Heritage?
put you on the wheelchair. Is that what you're trying to
Heritage
say?
Place.
Yeah.
It's wheelchair friendly.
I have that sign. Handy.
I'll put you on top of the hill and just let you go.
And let me go. Y'all, please watch out for me if you see me coming.
will.
If he's pushing me.
I would have too much fun with that.
Oh, look, he's so excited. He's thinking all these images.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun though. I love going there. Like you bring a blanket. If it's like a really cool day, you can sit on the grass.
And the bands get into it. You think
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's
It's rock and
a
roll.
cover band. They take it pretty
Yeah.
serious.
Oh, sure.
They take it to the edge, to the extreme.
This band has been vetted by Eddie Davis. He recommended
It's been
Yes,
recommended by who?
Detective Davis that he mentioned earlier.
We had
Oh.
him in here. We
Yeah.
had him in
Yeah,
here for
I
something.
think Eddie arrested this guy. And
Yeah.
was like, "You're a really good band, but I gotta arrest you."
Yeah.
And then they learned all about the band. So he's like, "Hey, I got a gig when you get out of jail. I got your gig for you."
Yeah.
I'm
That
making
happened
that up.
in when I lived in Phoenix. Glenn Campbell got a DUI and got locked up in Sheriff Joe's tent city. You can search it. And he said, "I'll cut your time in half if you put on a show Sunday night for the inmates."
Oh,
So
that's
he made Glenn Campbell do a show. Glenn
That's
Campbell
pretty
did it.
cool.
great.
He did it. He did the
Yeah,
show. He
I would do
performed
it.
for all the
Yeah.
inmates, and then they let him out of tent city early.
That's so good. Oh, okay. He gives me 2 minutes.
That's
and
it?
I have to thank
Wow.
Kelly Hall for being here and being the grown up in the room.
Being the mature one.
And Andrew, you see, I know y'all are so busy, and you came here for this hour. I appreciate it. I hope we didn't ruin it for you. And Richard, thank you so much for being the engineer that brought these voices across the Montgomery County. And Wootton Financial Group, thank you so much for being our sponsor. Wow, we just love you so much. But more than that, we love the first responders. Thank you, first responders, for being so brave, running to it as we run away from it. You're the ones that help save our lives and to keep us safe. So thank you, and we will see you next week. All right, call somebody you love.